Hawthorne was born on July 4th, 1804 in Salem, Massachusetts, into a family with deep Puritan roots. His ancestor, John Hawthorne, was a judge in the Salem witch trials, a connection that influenced Hawthorne's writing and his exploration of guilt and retribution. Hawthorne later added the W to his surname, possibly to distance himself from his family's past. After his father, a sea captain, died when he was 4, Hawthorne was raised by his mother in relative isolation. He attended Bowdoin College in Maine 1821 to 1825, where he became friends with future prominent figures such as Henry Wadsworth Longfellow and Franklin Pierce, who later became the 14th U.S. president. Early writing career. After graduating, Hawthorne struggled as a writer, publishing his first novel, Fanshawe 1828, anonymously. It was not successful, and he later tried to suppress it. He then wrote a series of short stories, many of which were published in magazines and later collected in Twice Told Tales, 1837. This work began to establish his literary reputation, personal life, and career growth. In 1842, Hawthorne married Sophia Peabody, and they moved to Concord, Massachusetts, where they lived at the Old Manse, a home near the famous Concord Writers' Circle, which included Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau. During this time, he worked at the Boston Custom House and later at the Salem Custom House, experiences that influenced his later work. Major works and success. Hawthorne's most famous works were written in the 1840s and 1850s. The Scarlet Letter, 1850. His masterpiece, a novel about sin, guilt, and redemption in Puritan New England, focusing on Hester Prynne and the consequences of her adulterous affair. The House of the Seven Gables, 1851. A Gothic novel exploring family curses, guilt, and supernatural elements. The Blithedale Romance, 1852. Based on his brief time at the utopian Brook Farm community, it critiques transcendentalism and idealism. The Marble Fawn, 1860. A novel set in Italy that explores art, sin, and innocence. Later years and death. Hawthorne became politically connected when his friend Franklin Pierce was elected president in 1852. Pierce appointed him U.S. consul to Liverpool, a position he held from 1853 to 1857. After traveling through Europe with his family, he returned to the U.S. in 1860, but struggled with declining health and creativity. He died on May 19, 1864, while on a trip to New Hampshire with Franklin Pierce. He was buried in Sleepy Hollow Cemetery in Concord, Massachusetts. Legacy. Nathaniel Hawthorne is considered one of America's greatest writers. His exploration of themes like sin, guilt, and the complexities of morality continues to influence literature today. His works remain widely studied and appreciated for their depth and psychological insight.